foreign concept.
Justice knows no boundaries. The truth will be heard. Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Tiffany Gregory is suing Martin Dodson in the amount of $140 for so-called morning after pills she says she took after having sex with him. Mr. Dodson has filed a $3,000 counterclaim.
All rise, remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. Tiffany Gregory, you are suing Mr. Martin Dodson for $140 based on monies that you feel he owes you. Mr. Dodson, you're countersuing Ms. Gregory for $3,000 based on defamation.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're going to start with your claim, ma'am. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, I moved to the US from England about a year ago, and I began working as a waitress in a restaurant where Mr. Dodson was the manager.
Yes.
And Mr. Dodson took a liking to me, and he would flirt with me outrageously and openly in front of the staff.
Were you interested in her, sir?
A little bit.
That's a yes.
Nothing.
All right. And then were you, at some point, were you seeing her?
Yes, we
so
saw each other a few
All right,
times.
so the two of you had a situation. So,
Yes.
And how long had you been working at the restaurant?
I've been working at this restaurant for 10 years as the manager.
And so you know the saying, you don't dip your pen
Pen and Company, Inc. I
So
understand,
you know that,
Your Honor.
right?
Yes, sir.
All right, well then why were you dipping?
Because she is obviously she's a very attractive woman, and she was seducing me.
That's
Okay, well, hold on a
incorrect, Your
moment.
I mean, come on.
Wait, are you a teenager? Come on.
No. At my age, all I do is pat and chat. Now, sir, you know, I'm telling you,
right,
she was coming on to me.
Now, you weren't her boss, were you?
Yes, sir, I was. But the thing about it is,
Did you
I
hire
can
her?
explain,
Did you hire her?
I have a very good staff of servers and kitchen help and the like.
But she's one of the servers as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir. The thing about it is, she said, Martin, why don't we go out for a drink or something? And
That's
I thought
incorrect,
it
Your
was totally
Honor.
in it. Excuse me.
Did you
Tiffany.
say yes?
Yeah, I
All right.
said sure.
At some
but it
point,
was-
hold on. No, I run this restaurant.
Yes, Your Honor.
At some point, did the two of you go out?
Yes, we did, Your Honor.
All right. So it was mutual that both of you were interested in going out?
Yes, we did.
You went out somewhere separate from the restaurant?
Yes, we did.
And based on that going out, what happened?
Well, we had a few drinks. We ended back at Martin's place where we slept together.
On that first date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Regrettably.
So much for patting. What did you say that you did?
Patting and chatting.
Well,
Your
that
Honor.
didn't happen on this date.
No, Your
but
Honor, I did.
again, as she said, we did have a few drinks,
You
and it
wanted to
was
have a relationship.
consensual.
Yes, we did.
All right, so what happened?
Well, the next day, Martin told me that I needed to take the emergency contraceptive pill, which I was quite surprised
Like the
about.
morning after pill?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he had used protection.
And I
he
used
then went
protection.
on
You had used protection?
Yes,
when
sir.
Okay.
I keep,
Then why did you ask her to use
Your Honor,
the morning after pill?
I was a good Boy Scout. I always come prepared.
All right, I understand.
So
I understand.
I had to pull it out. I put it on, and the thing is, it broke. It busted.
which he
Okay.
didn't tell me until the next day.
Okay,
you know,
I'm all in you all's business here. You know, I got to tell you.
You're
Okay.
really getting in
All
our
right,
business,
all right.
sir.
So here's the thing. So you knew that the condom ended up proving to be defective,
That's correct,
and
Your
so
Honor.
you were exercising caution and saying perhaps this is the
way to go.
prudent thing to do.
Correct.
Were you okay with that?
Well, yes, Your Honor, I was concerned about pregnancy, but most importantly, I was concerned about an STI. But however, I went ahead, I purchased the pill, which I paid for myself.
Okay.
Now,
We then continued our relationship, and things were going well. And
You guys are still seeing each other at this point.
no,
We were then, but not now.
No, we weren't, Your Honor.
Yes, we were, Your Honor,
The
because
next
we
day,
went out
we-
I
together.
can only hear one at a time, so let me hear from the lady.
We continued to see each other, and we had another date and slept together again.
Okay.
But this time,
Now
Martin
put a pin in that. Did you have another date with her?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Were you intimate with her then?
Very intimate.
Okay. TMI, okay?
Yes, sir.
Were you the same Boy Scout on the second outing? Mr. I'm always prepared.
Kind of, sort of, sir.
All right, so that's
now,
a no.
The whole
That's
thing
a
about
no.
It
it
was not, Your Honor.
well,
Stop, freeze. That's a no. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So did you use protection?
No, Your Honor. And at work the next day, he approached me and he said, I need to take the morning after pill again, which I knew I needed to take.
Did you ask her to take the pill again?
I recommended it. I highly
Okay, so
recommended
that's a yes.
it because
Yes, you did.
there was no protection used
And you
in
agreed
that
to do it?
situation.
I told him at that time that I could not afford to purchase it again, and Martin said that he would pay me back, and he would also pay me back for the first pill I had taken.
And the first and the second pill total how much in cost?
$140, and I have the receipt right here,
Let me
sir.
see the receipt. Did you tell her you would pay her, sir?
I told her that I actually offered and said, if you need it, I will help pay for the
And
contraceptive.
surprise, surprise, she needs it. So did you pay her?
Your Honor, at that point, I did not because she had been dogging
Okay, you said
me.
at that point. So at some point, did you
I mean,
say...
I didn't say when I would pay
He
her.
said he would pay me with his next paycheck.
Coming up on America's Court,
Everything that goes on at work, everyone finds out about it.
Everybody's in everybody's business.
Yes.
Now the
Yes.
whole thing is
Which
also,
is even more reason why you don't have relationships at work.
and later,
He was looking at porn on my computer, which caused a virus to come, and as soon as I got it back, everything was messed up and nothing on the computer worked, and I had to get an entire replacement of the computer.
closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Tiffany Gregory, who is suing Martin Dodson for the cost of over-the-counter contraceptives.
All right, so you said you were going to pay her.
yes, sir.
Yes. Have you paid her yet?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
And the,
so then why, how long ago was this?
This was nearly a year ago now, Your Honor.
Okay, so a year has gone by. So even if you were to pay her, I mean, pennies, literally a day, you would have paid her by now.
okay, Your Honor, if I can sort of set the scene a little bit better.
I just
the
want to know
day
why you
a-
haven't paid her.
Because she had me had my back pushed up against the door.
What do you mean?
She came into the restaurant the day after, dissing me and talking badly about me
That
to
is
everybody. We had an argument, but she came busting into my office and carried it out into the main floor of the restaurant.
And what was she saying to you?
She was saying to me, you good-for-nothing so-and-so. She was dissing me left and right. She was making me, you know, she said, you're irresponsible, really causing me to
I said
lose
some
my
things.
reputation.
He said some things.
Both
we
of
had
you
an
all
argument,
were out of
which
pocket
was
at that
blown out of
point.
And the
proportion.
reason, sir, I'm suing her for $3,000 is because of defamation of character.
Because she defamed you in front of other people.
Absolutely.
In your
I'm the
complaint,
manager of this.
In your complaint, you indicated you had a witness. Is that the person
Yes,
here?
this is my witness, David.
Sir, come up. David, what's your last name?
Lovato?
Lovato.
Yes.
And what's his role here, sir?
I'm in food prep.
You're in food. You work at the restaurant.
Yes.
Is this one of your employees?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right. And how does David help me in this case?
Well, go ahead.
I'm here to defend Mr. Dodson because bottom line is Tiffany here is lying. She's a horrible employee. She's always messing up on orders. And the reason she slept
Well,
with him...
is she lying about the fact that she was in a relationship? Did you know about the relationship?
I did, sir.
How did you find out about it?
Because everything that goes on at work, everyone finds out about it.
Everybody's in everybody's business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the
Yes.
whole thing is
Which
also,
is even more reason why you don't have relationships at work.
Your Honor.
And you, being a manager,
Yes.
more so than anybody else, you're supposed to be managing the other folks to make sure
And
their
I
business.
I do.
Well, you are doing
But how
a poor
can
job
one
of it if you are
reject
actually
a
having a
beautiful woman
relationship
such
with
as this?
someone that you are also responsible over.
Sir, she was coming on
No,
me.
you need to absorb
like-
what I stop. You need to absorb what I just said.
I did, Your Honor.
No, you didn't, because you're talking and you're not absorbing what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
You've got even employees having to take sides with their manager. You got this, you're over this person and you're over him. He wants to keep his job, so he's not going to say anything that disparages you because you have the ability to harm him, to fire him, to do any sort of thing you choose.
But Your Honor, I don't know.
You're not listening. You're wrong. You're wrong squared. You don't have relationships with people that are subordinates to you when you've got equal subordinates over there that are looking at all this. He just said he knew what was going on.
Tiffany.
So you're putting everyone in a really uncomfortable situation, sir. You're putting this employee in an uncomfortable situation. You're putting the other employees, because he just said she didn't work. What else did you tell me? She was lousy at delivering orders.
Yeah, she messes up on orders, and the
And
only
did you
reason
feel as though the reason that nothing was happening to her because of her relationship with him?
she's trying to keep
Answer
her,
my question. Do you feel as though she kept having her job because of the relationship
for
with him?
security to
Your
keep her
Honor,
job.
she is.
Yeah, for security to keep her job because she's a horrible employee. She comes in late.
So
she messes-
anybody else, based on what you know of the defendant, Mr. Dodson, they wouldn't have been able to keep their job. Is that a fair statement?
That's first statement
So-
because she sleeps around with almost all the
There
employees
you
at
go.
work.
That's a lie.
There you go.
But I'm not talking about the other employees. I'm saying to you, how long were you working there, sir?
Over a year and a half.
Would Mr. Dodson have tolerated her behavior with anybody else?
No.
No. Do you see that? Do you see that?
I see that, Your Honor.
Okay, you can sit down. Thank you, sir. $3,000, your defamation. What were your damages, sir? How were you damaged?
The owners of the restaurant had threatened to fire me, but I'm still on with them
And did they
because
threaten
I'm a
to
good
fire you
manager.
because they felt as though your personal behavior was impacting their business?
No, it's because Tiffany came in loud-mouthing and telling everybody
Okay, then
that,
they would fire her. Why were they threatening to fire you?
no, she's gone. She's history.
I quit, Your Honor. I
Okay.
could not bear
Why
to
were they
work under
threatening
this
to
man.
fire you, though, based on her behavior?
Because of her lies, her blatant lies.
We
and
had
talking
an argument.
Did they fire you?
No, I'm still around.
All right. And what was she lying about?
She was lying about the whole situation. She was flirting with me. She got me involved, and
That's a
she
lie.
has this reputation of being very promiscuous, just like David said.
You've been
And you've got a
flirting with me
reputation
from
for
day
sleeping
one.
with your employees.
No, I don't.
You do
She's
now.
the only one. She put it all
Excuse
on
me, did you hear what she just said?
Yes.
You do now. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, let's start with the counterclaim. That's not going to happen up in here. That $3,000, that claim is dismissed. Now, let's talk about the $140. You said you were going to pay her. You're a good manager. You've been around for a while. You understand the consequences of your
Yes,
action.
sir.
You're a big boy.
Yes.
Boy Scout, pay the lady. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $140. That is the order. We're done here.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $140, and his counterclaim is dismissed.
This man has been horrible. I deserve that money, and I'm happy to have won the case.
It was totally unfair, and that's why you shouldn't mix personal relationships with business.
And coming up,
He was looking at porn on my computer, which caused a virus to come. And as soon as I got it back, everything was messed up and nothing on the computer worked. And I had to get an entire replacement of the computer.
closed captioning provided by